Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to talk about the issues that are affecting the supply chain. I'm sure you've all seen images and videos of the dozens of ships that are currently sitting at our shores and ports, waiting to be docked and received. Well, it's now become too big of an issue to ignore. Just recently, President Biden held a meeting in the White House with several big companies, and together they came to an agreement to have workers on site 24/7 in order to reduce the bottlenecks. It's a lot of overtime for these dudes. But the reality is, many experts agree that this is only going to help a little bit. The US is currently experiencing a shortage of long haul truck drivers, and the situation is not getting any better. The shortage has been an ongoing trend for at least the past few years, with an estimate of 160,000 truck driver shortage, and that number is being touted as conservative. With many older drivers currently retiring, many of these companies are having a tough time winning over the younger generation to take over these jobs. Another issue that I've come across, and being an e-commerce business owner, I can attest to this firsthand. These containers recently have become very expensive to ship through freight. To put it into perspective, in August of last year, one of these containers would cost around $3,000 to ship. That same container nowadays can cost the company upwards of $20,000. That is a huge increase, and unfortunately, a lot of small businesses will not be able to foot the bill. And now the bigger companies that are able to do so are just going to transfer the costs down to the consumer, and as we've already seen, that's going to increase the prices of goods. Compounded with this is the fact that American workers are leaving their jobs in record numbers. 4.3 million Americans left their jobs in August, mostly in protest of low wages and subpar health benefits. Again, some businesses will be able to step up and offer the higher wages that these workers are looking for, and others will not be able to and are going to be left behind. This has been especially true for fast food restaurants. I'm sure you've all seen some restaurants even shut down because they can't hire anybody. But the question is, what exactly is to blame for the supply chain crisis? The answer to that is simple. It's something that we've been fighting for almost 2 years now, and that's the COVID-19 pandemic. It hasn't gone away. Many manufacturers currently have not reached pre-pandemic operating levels. With many people staying at home and ordering unprecedented amounts of items online, companies have not been able to keep up with the historic demand. So what looks like a shortage of goods is mostly a backlog. Companies have advised consumers to start their holiday shopping early in order to avoid the inevitable higher prices and empty shelves. But many Americans have started shopping early. Forbes recently conducted a poll of 2,200 Americans and found that 51% reported an item they wanted is out of stock in the store. 54% reported an item they wanted to buy online was out of stock. Now, the poll also found that younger people were being impacted at a greater rate. Is anybody still trying to get a PlayStation 5 at retail price? With all this happening, the big question is, how will this affect the stock market? Many are predicting a stock market crash, or at least a pullback, but that is yet to be seen. And these issues will not be resolved anytime soon because the COVID-19 pandemic is still prevalent to this day. There's two things that I'm going to look at to see when the situation might normalize. The first and obvious one is the Long Beach and Los Angeles ports no longer having ridiculous waiting times for the ships to be berthed, or in other words, parked in the spot ready to be received. And ultimately, an obvious sign would be inventory levels finally catching up to the demand, where we will no longer see out-of-stock items online and empty shelves in the stores. Hopefully, people can also stop hoarding, because that is definitely not helping the situation. We also need to prepare for this to be an ongoing issue throughout the year 2022. Hopefully, it's resolved before then. As a business owner myself, I know how all these issues can affect the bottom line, but all we can really do is prepare for the absolute worst and whatever may come our way. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.